That's glorious. Welcome to the 2019 Summer NAMM show, day one, here in Nashville. I'm at the Dunlop booth with Brian Kehoe. How you doing, Brian?
Aloha.
He's going to be talking to us about some new releases, or yes.
Yes, that is why I'm here, and this is what we will be speaking of. And what we're going to be talking about is the authentic Hendrix 69 Psych series, which I'm psyched about, no pun intended. These pedals sound fantastic. Now, they are miniaturized versions of the Hendrix line,
okay.
And what I'm going to start with, but there's some new features and some fantastic new graphics.
Okay.
So what I'm going to start with is the Octavio, and what we did is we shrunk down the Octavio into this nice little mini box, and another thing we did is we have the octave switch on and off. So it's a big, toothy, meaty fuzz, and then when you put that octaver on, it gives you like this weird doubling high octave, fuzz octave, kind of ring mod kind of sound. And here's what it sounds like. Bypassed, I got a little carbon copy delay, just a little sauce on there. And then here is the Octavio. That it's all splatty and kind of crazy, but you do this really cool thing with the Octavio is you roll off a little bit of the volume on the guitar, you play above the 10th fret, you play on the higher strings and on the neck pickup, and you're going to hear a very strange high octave kind of ring mod kind of thing. So I'm going to turn the volume down, put it on the neck pickup. It's kind of cool. You can do like funny little things like it's super fun. And then, you know, you go back to your big old pickup. Get all psychedelic. Far out, man. So anyway, moving right along. We're going to go over to the Band of Gypsys fuzz.
Okay.
Once again, this is a shrunken down version with some amazing graphics of the Band of Gypsys fuzz that we've done a couple versions of. The cool thing that I like about this circuit in particular is George Trips, who is our resident nerd and product developer guy. He and his buddies are like huge Fuzz Face circuit electronics geeks. And they went down the rabbit hole, and they figured out that before Hendrix had died, he had a different fuzz. It was in a Fuzz Face box, but it was in an entirely different kind of fuzz. And so what they figured was in 1970, I guess Roger Mayer made him a custom fuzz that was kind of based on the Octavio, but without the high octave. But it's a big, thick, meaty square wave fuzz, and to my ears it lands in between like a classic Fuzz Face and kind of like a Big Muff, if I can say that. And this is what it sounds like.
What's that?
It's a fantastic fuzz made by a competitor. That's what it is. And there's tons of them out there, and they're all voiced differently, and they're all fantastic. We make a bunch too. However, this one, and I'm not just saying this because they pay me to say this, this fuzz in particular is one of my all-time favorites, the Band of Gypsys fuzz, and it sounds like this. Bypassed. You got to do the face. I don't know, dude. It's super fun. I mean, you can tell I'm all into it. That's a good one.
Fuzz Face.
Yeah,
Fuzz
I had the Fuzz Face.
Yeah,
I learned that from Paul Gilbert.
You
ever see Paul Gilbert when he does his videos? He's like, dude, when you play, you got to make the face. Yeah. If you're not making the face, you're not feeling it. I'm like, yeah, Paul, you're right. He's such a badass. Moving right along.
Yes.
Enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me? All right. The next one is the Fuzz Face, and this is a classic Fuzz Face circuit. However, what we did this time, not only we shrunk it down in this beautiful package, but you can switch between a silicon or a germanium fuzz, and there's an input buffer that you can turn on and off that makes it play nice with the Crybaby.
Okay.
So a lot of times the original circuits, they're archaic and they're finicky, and they don't play nice with other pedals and guitars and stuff like that. So the input buffer kind of makes everybody play nice, like a babysitter.
Yeah.
But also affects the sound a little bit, kind of cleans it up a little bit. I'll show you the difference. So first off, we'll go with silicon. Bypass. Looks like I knocked this out of tune, but you get the gist. So what I did here is I have the fuzz turned down a little bit. Kind of sounded more like a little bit like an overdrive, which I kind of like that. A lot of people, they don't think of fuzzes as being like an overdrive. You can make them clean up and make them sound real good. When you roll out the volume, I mean, that's pretty clean. But if I turn the fuzz all the way up, you know, we get into fuzz mayhem.
You forgot the bass.
Is there enough bass for you? So that's the silicon side. Now here is the germanium side. It's got a little noise to it. I love the germanium. It may not be coming over through the microphone and all that, but there's a feel. And now with the input buffer on, kind of cleans it up. I like to turn the fuzz down, like I was saying, and kind of turn it into a little bit of an overdrive. If I was in tune, it'd be awesome. All right, so there's that. And then next up is the Uni-Vibe Classic. We'll give it a little funk too. You're undulating this chewy manner. Clean it up a little bit. Oh, it sounds horrible out of tune. That's dumb.
Just stick to E.
We're gonna stick to E. So there, my friends, is the authentic Hendrix 69 Psych series. And I'm very excited. You could say that I'm psyched.
Yeah. You're not, it's not like psych.
Yeah.
But it's like
no,
you're psyched.
I'm psyched.
Okay.
I mean, I use almost all of these on my regular board anyway in their fuller manifestations.
Yeah, they sound great.
Now that they came out small, I can put more stuff on my board, which is super fun for me. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then last but not least is the Carbon Copy Mini. Same Bucket Brigade analog, everything. It's just in a smaller box. Right. The only other feature that is different is that on the side there's a switch for the Carbon Copy Bright circuit, which kind of brings up the mids only on the returns.
Okay.
So, I mean, you've already heard it. Yeah. So everybody knows the Carbon Copy. The Carbon Copy kicks ass. And now with the Mini, I can put more stuff on there. I mean, look at all the room on that tiny little board. I could put 4 or 5 more pedals on there. But we're only selling these today. You know?
Well, you could double them up, I guess.
Yeah, we can double them up. Oh, you know what else I want to talk to you guys about?
So for all the Metallica fans out there,
we have the James Hetfield White Fang. Look at that. Fantastical. So what we did is we took one of our flow picks, which I don't know if you're familiar with our flow picks. There's something about this geometry that is just phenomenal. And we're getting a lot of great feedback from players who are like, oh my God, what is it? I don't even know, because it's really not that different from a Jazz 3 XL in looks. And then I'm sure there's math involved, like geometry, but I was sick that year. But to me, it's magic. It's kind of badass. So we sent some to James, and James already has his Black Fang that he used, the Ultex with the Ultex Sharp. But he's like, man, this flow is happening. So if we can do a combination of the flow with the same tip on my Black Fang, and it fills out the line. It just so happened that we had a hole in the 1.14, and James was all like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect for me. And we're like, well, that's perfect for us, because you know how to play with that right hand. So anyway, we're super stoked because it's a fantastic pick, and it's been really easy working with James and the Metallica crew.
Right on. Well, thank you so much for the rundown of the pedals and the new pick. And if you're interested in checking out any of these or any other Dunlop products, you can head on over to AmericanMusical.com.
Right on. Let me play you out. Woo!